Basic musical notation. So what do all the lines and symbols mean? So let's look at it. This is what we're playing. So these top set of lines, called staves, and the spaces between them represent keys to the right of middle C on your piano. And they're often played with your right hand. And the symbol on these lines is called the treble clef. The bottom set of lines and the spaces between them represent keys to the left of middle C that are often played with your left hand, and that symbol is called the bass clef. The two sets of lines are split at middle C, which is indicated by a separate small line either below the right hand lines or above the left hand lines. So there's two ways you can look at it. Now we read music in the same way that we read the sentences of a novel, from the left of the page to the right. So getting back to our dots on the lines and spaces, as we scan from left to right, we play those keys or notes that the dots on the lines and spaces represent. And if there are several dots, notes in the same vertical plane, we must play those keys simultaneously. So this is what we're playing here. So the left hand is playing an E note, the right hand is playing an E, G and a B note together. So that all has to be played at the one time. Then you read from left to right, so you go to the next one. So in the right hand that's that note, and then that note, and then the right hand's going to play that note, and the left hand's going to play that note. So you have to play those together. Let's look at it again. Bars and beats. To make music easier to follow, it's divided into segments called bars. Bars are divided into beats. The most commonly used rhythm is 4 beats in each bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So this is the symbol for one beat. It's a dot with a line coming up from it. It's called a crotchet. So don't worry about that, just remember the shape. So let's have a look. It's playing a G note and 4 beats per bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now a beat with a hook on it is called a half beat. The technical term is a quaver. Don't worry about that again, just it's a half beat. Just remember that little hook. Now you can play up to 8 half beats in each bar. And to make them easier to write out, if there are 2, 3 or 4 in a row, they're grouped together by joining the hooks of their tails. So 8 half beats are written. So notice that half beats are counted with the use of the word and or the symbol, the plus symbol. This means we don't have to start counting out too many numbers. So let's count it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the previous 2 bars, 4 beats in each bar, would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are half beats, so they're 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Notes can also be held for 2 beats. So let's look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's the symbol for 2 beats. So it's like the letter O with a line coming up from it. It's called a minim or half note. Notes can be held for 4 beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the symbol for that is just like a 0. Okay, it's called a semibreve or whole note. Again, don't worry about these technical terms, just memorize the symbol. Periods of silence. So you're not always going to be playing something in every single bar. There's going to be some pauses, some silence. And they're shown by symbols called rests. And they'll each have a different duration. So let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's on that 4th beat, there was nothing played. That's a 1 beat rest. Next bar, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that little line above the middle line is the 2 beat rest. Let's have a look at the next one. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that period of rest there was a half beat rest. That's that little squiggle. And a 4-beat rest is the little line underneath the fourth line up. Okay, that's just nothing's played in that bar, so it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it. So really this is all the musical notation you're going to need for books 1 to 7. You will learn some more in book 8. But books 1 to 7, I'm going to write in each note and chord for you. So you're really just using the notation as if it was keyboard diagrams. It can be also useful to memorize the position of the C notes so that you know where on the piano a particular note is to be played. So even if I do write in it's an A note or a G note or a B note, you may not know where exactly on the piano that particular note is to be played. So if you remember the position of these C notes, you'll know where you are on the keyboard. And if you need to, you can refer to the note finder on the next page.